What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Arc. Along with Anthony Morrow, I am Colby Daniels. The All Star break has come and gone. Ant, my man, before we talk hoops, I got to say a huge congratulations to you and AG Sports and Entertainment getting officially underway and getting ready to thrive, my man.
Hey man, I appreciate that, bro. You was one of the first people I sent that to. But we're looking
That's my
forward
guy.
to it, man. Yeah, we already locked in, man. Getting creative ways. Actually got to meet after we do our show, got to meet him. And yeah, man, we're just excited, man. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate all the love, man. So we just excited to get to work, man. I didn't see
Absolutely.
this coming like this, but been getting great support so far. Got a good little clientele list we starting with. So I'm just thankful to be able to do it.
There you go. There you go. Very cool to see, and can't wait to watch it flourish and you guys to realize all the success that you deserve. All right, NBA All Star Weekend. Let's hit that before we jump into anything else. I saw most of everything that took place over the weekend, mostly thanks to the fact that my kids, I think, passed on bronchitis to me. So I was a little bit under the weather most of the week. You can probably tell a little bit of my voice that it's a little scratchy, but the antibiotics are working, and I'm coming back again. This is like the second time I've been sick in the last 6 weeks, but that's what happens when you
Yeah.
have little kids. But All Star Weekend, what'd you think of it overall?
It was cool, man. Like I didn't watch. I watched a part of most of it, so I had to recap because it's All-Star weekend, bro. Um, it was cool. The All-Star games, that was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. So like the world and like seeing Victor get upset when they lost and got knocked out, like they care. It looked like back when they cared. Ant-Man going off, all the guys competing. Um, that was cool. That was cool. Dunk contest, but I'm happy for Kashad Johnson
For sure.
because he represented for real. He represented his city, Oakland, and three-point contest was amazing. That was like my favorite part.
Yeah.
You know, um, Dame got it. Shout out to Dame, my brother. But I'm like, man, Book, come on, bro. That was his to
It was
lose,
there. It
bro. I'm
was
like,
there.
Book bro, he was shooting this. He was shooting the ball like, and Dame shot Con. I wanted Con to win. Con had a tough second go around, but yeah, that was Books to win, man. And I look at like we break down shooting, bro. We break down shooting on this show, man. And looking at Con is like looking at Klay Thompson shoot. Great base, footwork, same release every time, and that's why I love it because I like seeing how people shoot. You know, Dame got the smooth, like, he got the same shot every time.
His feet like
Uh,
never come off the floor either.
yeah, that's the best shooters for me, in my opinion. Like my feet barely, I never really jumped off the floor when I was shooting. And Khan kind of like that. Um, and not all great shooters shoot like him, but some great shooters that get high, like Ray Allen and Kyle, they get off the floor high. Um, but yeah, and Book, man, I was like, God damn, if you have to put in a textbook what a jump shot should look like, it's Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it looked like some out of a textbook for real, man. So I hate he lost it, man, but I'm happy for Dame. He
I
got
thought that was one of the more entertaining 3 point contests we've had, and that's become, as we talked about last week, that's become, I think, the marquee event of NBA All Star Saturday. And it was, I thought the drama was phenomenal. I mean, you had three shooters in the final that all just absolutely killed it in the first round. And I mean, Dame Lillard, like, speak on this. How difficult is it for him to do what he did when he hasn't played in a game all year long? Because on one hand, like, shooting is shooting. On the other hand, like, just having a rhythm, and I think like the volume of shots that you're shooting when you're not necessarily maybe in game shape is probably a factor. But I thought it was pretty unbelievable for him to just be that dialed in.
yeah, this is his third time winning it. So he knows like the timing, like the condition you have to be in to be able, because it's not like game shape. it's like shooting shape. So when we talk about like shot ethic, you got to be able to have your timing right, and also be able to make shots at a fast clip, but at his own pace. But since he's won it twice, he could go into that and know exactly. Like Book won in like 2018, so they know. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would assume he ain't been able to play, but of course, he in the gym getting jump shots up every day. But shooting off that rack is different. So, he probably definitely worked on that to get ready for it. But it's cool to see him win that, man, even though due to injuries. But um, yeah, I think he probably prepared for that like no other because he still want to compete. And with the injuries, he couldn't compete on the floor. So he like, shit, I'm finna go win 3-point contest,
Yeah.
So that's the kind of guy he is. That's the kind of competitor he is. So, like I said, it was dope. It was dope seeing him win that. Um, damn, but I was rooting for you because I was like, man, this like the way he was shooting, it looked so pure. I'm like, ain't no way he gonna miss. You know what I'm saying?
When he got to the
But it
last
happened.
rack, it felt like it was over, right?
Yeah, it was like, oh, he got one more to make, and he missed three in a row. I'm like, man, you ain't missed three in a row all season, probably. Like, but nah, it's all good, man. That was very, very entertaining. That was entertaining right there. The 3-point contest was
I
great.
You mentioned Dame Lillard and the competitive spirit and wanting to go out there and compete. That's kind of what the dunk contest is missing, right? Because I'm not going to suggest
Yeah.
that we haven't had guys that have performed good dunks over the years, but in all fairness, it's All Star Weekend, and you're lacking the star power there have been guys that have come through that you love to see them have that opportunity and that platform and make a name for themselves. Simultaneously, when we're talking about a big event, I mean, I have friends that could probably shoot the basketball as well as big time hoopers, but they couldn't get up and down the floor to save their life. So it's like nobody wants to see random dude that can shoot the lights out go out and compete with NBA players. There's a level of talent that seemingly needs to exist there to like have that platform. And for Dame to not have played all season long and put his reputation to a degree on the line and go compete in the 3-point contest, I just don't understand why that can't happen with the dunk contest.
I don't know, man. I gave up. Like, I ain't gonna lie, seriously. And I love the guy. I love his whole reputation. When Braun didn't do it, that messed all of the dunk contest stuff up. Because it changed the narrative. Like it wasn't like if you was Dominique Wilkins coming in the league, you was automatically gonna be in the dunk contest. Mike, Kobe. When they stopped doing that, now it's like if I'm Anthony Edwards, I'm like, I ain't gotta do it. Bron didn't do it. If I'm John Morant, Bron didn't do it. You know. So I salute like DeMar DeRozan, like the dudes that we expect, like from high school
Yeah.
expected when they got to be in the dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not like all the guys, but the star power is not there anymore at all, man. And I'm not saying no disrespect to the guys there in the NBA, and that's a task, that's a blessing. But when Bron didn't do that, man, Zion, I ain't got to do it. Bron didn't do it. So it's like when he did that, like that took all of that out of the dunk contest because we had just expected him to do what all the other like mogul stars have done in the past. Um, we still support, but I mean, now it's like the last dunk contest that was like that was like we talked about Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, and we didn't know that was going to be like that. People was finna turn the TV off, and they started doing all
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I was like, whoa, like this is, so. Um, but you don't want to have to like if we get AJ the best in the league next year, I would love to see him in the dunk contest or Caleb Wilson, like one of the guys, Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag could have been in it. Bron ain't do it. I ain't got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's just, and I'm not blaming it all on Bron, but I'm like, man, that was a game changer, bro. Like for real, because that changed how everybody looked at the dunk contest. because we didn't get the number one dunk guy in the contest ever, 23 years. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So I mean, I guess that's the only thing I can think that changed the narrative of the dunk contest. And now they're trying to come up with all these different like ploys and all these narratives to try to like make it different and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think it'll ever be like that unless it can't be All-Star weekend without all stars in the dunk contest.
Exactly. That's the
Man,
point.
yeah, so like people ain't turning it on. Like we watching the three-point contest, we'll glance and see who in the dunk contest, and then we going out or something, man. We ain't trying to watch the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
I
But
do
yeah.
I do appreciate the early start time on Saturday as opposed to, the old days where it was like late Saturday night. I like the, like, what is it? I think 5 to 8 Eastern time
Yeah.
window, 4 to 7 Central. Like that is fantastic for All-Star Saturday. You mentioned Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine. Like, it's crazy to think that people complained about the star power when they were competing in it. And those are two guys that are really good pros, right? I mean, they've had long careers. Both those guys are really good players. They may not be superstars, but they're really good players. For the last 5 years, we've had guys that I think the casual NBA fan doesn't even know exist. Like, they're having to Google names to find out who these guys are because they're not even like necessarily like key rotational guys or even starters in the league. So it like went from superstar to like really good players, and people had a big issue with really good players being in it and not superstars. And now we're at a point where, again, no disrespect to those guys that competed in it, and some of them had really cool dunks, but guys that a casual NBA fan would not know by any stretch of the imagination without using Google. So that part's unfortunate. As far as the game goes on Sunday, you nailed it. I mean, Wemby won me over on Sunday with, I thought, just the competitive nature that he showed from the very beginning, because I didn't feel
Yeah.
like his teammates really stepped up to his level of competitiveness in that first game. And I thought the first couple of games, there was kind of a feeling out process from all the teams of like, nobody wanted to be the first like try hard guy. Everybody kind of wanted to wait to see if somebody else was going to try hard before they really kicked it into gear. But I was really glad that we did get some form of competitiveness as the the round robin thing kind of went on.
Yeah, Wemby set the tone. Ant-Man said that. He said
Yeah.
Wemby set the tone, man. We had to match that energy. But nobody knew, but that's something I'm loving everything I see with Wemby like by the week. You know what I'm saying? Competitiveness, shaving his head, teammates, like how he competes and everything. He ain't scared. He's like, look, I'm from France, but ain't gonna be none of that punking me, bro. None of my teammates either. So I'm like, he's setting the tone for the next generation that we seeing now. And yeah, I thought Ant-Man he was outstanding. Like to see the older guys get out there, KD, Braun, them compete, Jalen Brown, of course. Um, and I think it's just taking on a different climate, man. I like the competitiveness between the world and versus the stripes, you
Yeah.
know. So I hope we get to see that every year because if we're gonna see Wemby for the next 20 years, I hope he's acting like that in the All-Star game because he's gonna save the All-Star weekend.
Amen. Amen. I'm
I want to see him
already
in the dunk
excited for
contest.
next year because I feel like it's going to be even more competitive because a tone was set out of the gate.
Yeah, I want to see him in the dunk contest because I didn't know who Kashad Johnson or Carter Bryant was. I'm glad I got to see him because
Yeah,
now I'm be looking for 'em when they play. But yeah, I would love to see Wemby or somebody like that in the dunk contest next year. But as long as the game is competitive like that, it's gonna be good moving forward. Somebody got to set the tone, man.
that's right. That's right. Thanks to
It's
Wimby,
gonna be good.
I
Yeah.
loved seeing it at the beginning, and I was a little bit frustrated. There was like a sequence of plays where he like made a couple of really aggressive plays in a row, and then Jamal Murray was kind of like gave a pass away, and then I was just like, come
Yeah.
on, like if you're watching your teammate do that, and then you're
Talent.
like casually doing this thing, I'm like, come on, dude. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Wemby was like trying to beat all of them.
it came around. It came around. Before we hit the Thunder specifically, I do want to hit this topic because over All Star Weekend, Chris Paul retires after 21 seasons in the NBA. 12-time All Star, 11-time All NBA, 9-time All Defense, 2006 NBA Rookie of the Year, which was in OKC because after Hurricane Katrina, the Hornets came to Oklahoma City for 2 years, and that's what ultimately birthed the OKC Thunder. He returned to OKC in 2020 after Russ was traded to the Rockets in exchange for Chris Paul. And this kind of gets overlooked with this new era of Thunder basketball and the fact that they've won a championship. But I'm not saying it wouldn't have happened, but I'm saying that, and I said it back then, he was instrumental, I think, in terms of being a mentor for SGA and sort of laying a foundation for what Shea and that next group of guys were going to build. And ultimately, it turned into a championship. But, those guys have remained close. And Shea has said on countless occasions, like, he didn't know how to be a pro until Chris Paul got here and kind of like showed him how to do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's what Chris is, man. And I mean, he's from North Carolina, so we always biased, but about him. But I mean, he's been the consummate pro since he was like in high school, man. Like he been like that since he was at Wake Forest. Like he always been like that. I mean, when I was in high school, we used to come back. Shout out to my big homie from West Charlotte, Justin Gray. They were really tight at Wake Forest, and they come back, and we can't get in the club. They like, man, just come in with us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want something to eat? Come get something to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's always been like that. He always been that kind of leader. I know he get a lot of flack, man, from a lot of guys because some people don't like that kind of tutelage that feel like they know it. You know what I'm saying? So like he gets some flack from some people in the league and has gotten some. But overall, man, you can't deny what that man has done and accomplished, in his career since high school. And, now, he'll definitely probably, I don't know if he's gonna do it, but he'll be a phenomenal coach, I would believe. So I'm proud of him, man. I hated that it kind of unfortunately and was that when he went back to the Clippers, it kind of got
Yeah.
rocky over them. But it is what it is. Like some people can't take that, man. But that's who he is, made him who he is. So I mean, like, you gotta respect it. But what he played, 20 years, 18,
21.
21 years?
Yep.
I mean, look, man, like all of us, especially from North Carolina, we like, look, man, we just respect the greatness. And I think he's impacted all of us in terms of inspiration, seeing him since the 10th grade all the way to now. He can't do nothing but respect that, man. So salute Chris, man. I don't know if he's gonna coach or go on the TV, but whatever he do next, I know he'll be great at it, man.
What I think there was he was with the Clippers, and I remember I think you guys had playoff battles with the Clippers when he was there, right? And then Houston as well, correct?
Not when I was in Oklahoma City. Uh, it was like it was like Golden State and Dallas and San Antonio. I don't remember playing. We didn't
Okay,
play. We
okay.
had season battles with the Clippers though, all the time. Cause like Serge and Blake didn't get along. I used to love that. I used to be, oh my God, man. I used to like gas Serge up so much because I knew how he was. And like our lockers beside each other, locker room. We sat next to each other on the plane. You know what I'm saying? Our lockers was next to each other. I think in the locker room in the arena too. I'm like, I used to gas him up, man. Like, Blake coming in here, man, number one pick, all star, rookie year. Yeah, we had to see him. It's gonna be crazy. Hey Mo, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I'm like, I'm just saying, bro. He gonna be a superstar, bro. Like, what you want me to do? Because I needed him charged up against him. Because I knew he couldn't deal with Serge when Serge was on that maniac mode back then. Blocking shots, switching the screen on the point guard. He fronting the post on Blake, talking junk to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, yeah, man, we got Blake, man. I see Blake coming up. In LA? Oh, he gonna be on one, bro. Who gonna guard him? He probably didn't remember that. I used to gas him up though, man.
That is all. What started the Serge Blake Griffin rivalry?
I don't know, bro. It's just they play so hard. Both of them, they play so hard, you know. And You just know when your teammates don't like somebody. Like I used to
Oh
not
yeah,
like really don't like him in real life. Just talking about like from a competitive basketball standpoint. I used to do the same thing to Russ with Damian Lillard. I'm like, damn, the other number zero coming in today. We gotta go see. But see, Russ used to get really mad though. So I couldn't do it as much with Russ because he'll lose it. You know what I'm saying? Back then. But I used to do that though. I used to mess with Russ like that. I did that. Well, I tried to do that with we tried to do that with KD. Cause like this when Giannis was really starting to take off, like in the beginning. It
yeah.
was like, shoot. I don't know no other 6'10, 6'11 small forwards like that. Kid looked at me like this. You gonna make me get at 90. Stop playing with me. It wasn't gonna work with Kev, because Kev already on one like that. You can't nobody guard him. But yeah, I used to do that to my team. That's what I miss about like I miss stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So,
100%. I mean, I think that's what everybody always says they miss the most about the game is just the little moments like that you would never think twice about, but when you think back on them, they bring a smile to your face like we just saw. Were you responsible for Russ's rocking the baby with Dame? Because that was one of his favorite moves when he would get one on Dame.
I think I had something to do with the gassing up of it.
Okay,
But he
okay,
already was like that. Like Russ would make stuff up in his head. Like he ain't like nobody else wearing number zero. So I used to mess with him about that. The other number zero coming in today. But Dame competitive too. You know what I'm saying? So like, he know that. But I mean, like in real life, man, they pick and Steve's, bro. They cool. Everybody really is.
yeah,
It ain't no dislike. It's just, yo, we need that edge, man. We play a lot of games. We play a lot of
yeah.
basketball. Sometimes we need an edge, man. Like, hey, that's what it is.
Well, I know
Yeah.
somebody else that Surge probably. I don't know if they ever move past this. I'm guessing not based on this player's reaction, but I think Surge bit Josh Smith in a game one time, and they both got kicked out. And I remember talking to Josh Smith in the visitor locker room after the game, and that's probably the most angry human being after an NBA game that I've ever seen in my life. And like, I think he wanted to fight me. And I was just like, dude, I'm just asking what happened. Like, you don't
I
need to
can't
fight
wait.
me.
I can't wait for us to clip this, and I'm sending it to Josh personally,
Yes.
my brother. But that's funny. No, I remember those two. They really used to get after it back then, for real, man. And I kind of grew up with Josh like since high school, like so. He always been like that kind of competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but he's one of them dudes, man. If you competing with him, he gonna love you forever. If you show any signs of weakness, he's not ever going to respect you again. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that him and Serge had a respect for each other. I don't call him Josh. We call him Smooth. Him and like Serge and Smooth had like a level of respect for each other, but it was like teetering on some hatred. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way they used to play against each other. Like I didn't have to say nothing to Serge about that. Like he knew what it was when we played the Hawks, and um, it was just competition, man. It was competition. Like I said, it ain't no real hate. They see each other right now at a graduation for the kids or something like that. Man, they're gonna chop it up the whole time, man. But in between them lines back then, nah, mm-mm, not in between the lines. But that was a different kind of beef
Yeah.
because they hated each other on the court, like for real. It's like jump ball, they talking junk to each other. Cause Josh gonna out smooth off the back gonna start saying stuff, no matter what. He always been like that. But I mean, he one of my favorite teammates. He one of my favorite people. He's one of
Yeah.
my closest friends.
Yeah. It was awesome. Like that was probably the first time that I ever asked anybody a question in an NBA locker room, and somebody looked at me crazy because I was just like, "What happened?" He's like, "What the f do you think happened?" That mf'er bit me, and like I was like, "This is so great." Like I loved every second of it, but
The
yeah.
most angry human being in the basketball
Oh,
game.
he was so mad. But
I gotta say that. Dude.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got,
Definitely do.
you probably
I
didn't
would be
remember that.
curious to know like how much of that he remembers, and we may have to get him on. But yeah, it was
Yeah,
fantastic.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a job. We gotta get Smooth on, man.
Uh,
Smooth don't do a lot
that would
like
be
that, but
awesome. That
yeah.
would be awesome. All right, let's talk about the Thunder as we get ready to move past the All-Star break. So, first question, before the break, SGA, J-Dub, and AJ Mitchell were all still on the injury report, didn't play in the Thunder's final game before the break. I mean, those are their three like top offense generators in terms of like on-ball offense. So first question, of those three, who do you think is most likely to be back for the first game after the break, and who do you think is the least likely to be back after the break?
Now it's Shea, AJ, and J Dub.
Yeah, and J Dub.
Okay. Shea has the hamstring. Does he have a
Shay
hamstring
and
or
AJ both have the ab strain, and
ab
J Dub
strain?
has the hamstring.
See, that's tricky, bro. Because what were they diagnosed? Like, how long they were supposed to be out?
I think they all were said to be reevaluated after the All Star break. Because, the
And
Thunder
they
didn't
didn't
really give a
even
timetable. They just say, we're going to reevaluate this player at X time.
that makes. I mean, reevaluation makes sense
Yeah,
because it's strains. It's not
right.
like a bone has to heal. So you got to be careful with that. Um, so who's back? Who's supposed to be back? Who's been out? J Dub been out. J Dub should be the first one back,
I
right?
think AJ's now been out the longest because I think Dub came back while
Oh yeah,
AJ was hurt, and then Dub got hurt again. So,
yeah. So it'll probably be AJ because I'm not rushing Shea back.
yeah.
I don't care what the league say. I'm not rushing Shea back. When you ready, Shea, you come back. You the MVP. J Dub, take your time, but AJ, you can go back out there because we need more playmaking ability guys, play initiators, and he's one of them. So I'm not rushing my superstar back.
Yeah.
My star, you take your time. You come back when you get healthy. But AJ, we need you out there as soon as possible. But we're not rushing you, but you're going to have to get back fast
I,
because now it's the end is revving up for the second half of this season. So you need as many playmakers as possible,
the
two-way guys.
the timeline on Dub is going to be interesting because this is his second one, right? Like he came back. I don't even remember how many total games he played after he came back, but it wasn't many. And then he did it again. Like hamstrings are tricky and take a long time. And when you've done it a second time, I don't know.
That's
I'll be curious to see how long he's actually out again because you don't. I mean, you want to be. I would assume extra cautious with it being the second time.
and he was out for a while with the first one.
Yeah,
So for that to happen like that quick,
yeah,
you got to take a look into that, man, because they need him.
yeah.
It's
Despite
crazy, man.
despite Chandler Parsons saying that they could win in the postseason without him, they need him.
What is Chandler Parsons talking about? Where is he at? Who he working with? Never mind, bro. No disrespect, Chandler. You cool, man. He came. He the glue guy, bro. All star caliber. Come on, dog.
Yeah,
But we'll see. Hopefully, he make a strong, real recovery because at this point, if he's still struggling with that, they're gonna have to sit him for the rest of the season, and that's gonna be a major blow to the Thunder
no doubt,
because
no
then
doubt.
like, you got the whole summer to recover. He'll be all right next year because he's still young. But I hope he don't. This don't keep bothering him though. And Shea too, because them ab strains are serious too. And AJ, so we'll see.
Yeah, got to get healthy. I mean,
It's
all
part
three
of
of
the
those
season
guys
as
being
well.
hurt obviously opens the door for Nikola Topic, who was their lottery pick in 2024. Had an ACL injury, so didn't play his rookie season. Had the testicular cancer diagnosis before this season began. Went through chemotherapy. He made his NBA debut against Milwaukee right before the break. Played 12 minutes, 1 of 3 shooting, 2 points, but finally saw NBA action for the first time. And being a point guard, I mean, to me, it seems like there might be a big opportunity for him in the next few weeks to see some action.
Yeah, I'm happy. Hey, first of all, salute to him, man, to make that kind of comeback. And he came back. He played well in the G League. Didn't he play in the G League?
Yeah, he
And then
played
he
two G League games. Yeah,
played well in the G League. And for him to get back and see real NBA action, man, that's honorable, man. First of all, I just want to say I salute to him for that. And it's a blessing to be able to come back off for something like that. But yeah, now he gonna get a real opportunity to play some real minutes. And he was good. Like he was nice. Like his highlights, like when he got drafted.
yeah,
Uh, it's just unfortunate, how everybody path different, but he gonna get some real time. So we gonna really see what's going on. And that'd be good for him because if he get depending on how long Shea and AJ out and J Dub, by the time they get back and he got a few games or a couple weeks under his belt worth of games, get himself in like real NBA rhythm, get in a real groove, gonna be big for the playoffs.
yeah.
6'8" point guard. What is he? Something like
Six
that.
six, 200 pounds, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be big.
Yeah,
So we're gonna see, man. But I'm just happy he back, man. Once he get in his groove and get in his rhythm, he gonna fit right into that system for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. You can tell there's a natural feel for the game, and I think when he gets kind of caught up to the game speed, it's. I think it could be a lot of fun with the number of different scorers on that team and how he can potentially, I think, facilitate the offense. Should be. I'm looking forward to seeing him get the opportunity. And one other guy before we get out of here, Jared McCain, obviously is traded at the deadline. Has had some flashes, obviously, in the last week before the All-Star break, but again, another guy that I think has an opportunity to see minutes right out of the All-Star break. And I guess I would just ask, what were your thoughts overall on, I guess, his first like week plus of action as a member of the Thunder?
Versatile, young, pretty good athletically. Like he gonna be one of those glue guys, man, that we see the Thunder use off the bench. This is why they can go 9, maybe 10 deep into the bench, even if they don't go a whole 10. He'll be one of those guys in that 8-man rotation. They like steady guys, athletic enough, can guard, high basketball IQ, and that's why I like him. That's why I like the bench over there because they build that bench like they build like most people build they starting five. They build a bench like that, with guys like Jared. You know what I'm saying? So like, hopefully when everybody get healthy by that time, because like he gonna get a lot of playing time now with J Dub out, and that's gonna be good for him to get in his rhythm coming down the stretch going into the playoffs. So him, Nicola, hopefully AJ, and then we kind of rest our stars. We ain't trying to rush them back yet, but let's just be steady and sustain what we have going on until those two guys, our dogs, get back. And then now we got our bench in rhythm with Nicola coming off, AJ, Kaysen, Jared. Like you got the guys coming off the bench, and she's looking at we 9 deep again, healthy. So we're going to 15, 16 game win streak to close the season out. It's gonna make sense. But I wouldn't rush into bringing nobody back. They don't need to do that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I like Jay, though. I like J Mac. He's gonna be all right, bro.
Even though he's a
He's
Duke
gonna be all
guy,
right.
he's gonna be all right.
He's a Duke dude, but I like him in the league.
Yeah.
He ain't wearing the Duke jersey no more.
There you go. There you go. All right, my man. Always good to see you. We'll do it again next week. And once again, congrats on the agency.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll lock in.